All right, it is Monday, January 8th, and tonight is our rink building initiative, aka RBI. And Bobby and I are decked out in very important team colors because of yesterday's happening. So congratulations and squeaking in, Bobby, and we'll see you up in Buffalo next week, right?
think we had the same record to end the year.
Yeah, but one team is clearly better.
We'll find out.
We have a lot to get to tonight. It's really important to me that we start out a certain way. I want to mention, of course, we had the Almost Winter Classic, our biggest tournament of the year for our adult ball hockey division yesterday. Super successful. We had 70 plus players. Did we get a final head count?
I think it ended up being 10 goalies, and I think we had 63 or 64 runners.
That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, consider we had 80 register and some folks weren't able to make it. So
Our biggest tournament by far. This is the 13th annual tournament, which is really hard to believe. So we had 10 teams. We had the privilege of being on the tennis court and the hockey rink, and split up. And there's a lot of planning that went into it, but overall, I'd say logistically was a huge success. And all the elimination games took place in the hockey rink, hockey court, and was just awesome. So with all those people, not to mention families and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends, etc. One of the advantages is that we get to address a large number of people with the announcement section between our round robin and elimination. We do the raffle at that point and we just share information about what we have going on. I made an omission that was a mistake, and I want to address that off the top here. Sarah Cuozzo was recently named to our CSHL Board of Advisories as the parent community member, and I just totally didn't even mention her name. So I wanted to make sure that I apologize to Sarah up top here and let her know that it's not representative of what we think of her and the excitement that we have for her being in that role. I know that she wanted to share, and we'll make sure I share this up top, and we'll have more information on our next RBI. But they're putting together a women's team to play in a tournament in Nashville in February. So it's pretty awesome that they're putting an all-girls team in for this tournament. And I know they're all excited about it and going to represent Charlotte Street Hockey well. So who knows? Maybe we'll do like a logo reveal or a jersey reveal our next RBI here. But I wanted to make sure I did that for and with Sarah. And we're excited to have her, and it won't happen again. I can guarantee that. Also, we had an injury. I want to make sure that we address that too before we get into the game stuff. But Rachel Lasater is doing okay. She sent out a Facebook update. She had an unfortunate collision, and we were thinking maybe a head injury. Turns out she's had a whole bunch of concussions from her field hockey days. So she went to the hospital and is doing okay. Maybe a minor concussion. They want to do some more tests. I think she has a torn ligament in her thumb or something like that as well.
Yeah.
So she's got some bumps and bruises, but she wanted to let everybody know that she's doing okay as well. And not on the board, but she got named to a position for CSHL as well as the event coordinator. So we're excited to have her in that role. We run a lot of events as CSHL, and she's got some history with some other organizations in this role. So we're looking forward to having her contribute in that capacity when she's well. Take your time, Sarah, or Rachel, coming back. We'll hope you're okay. So with that being said, last thing, non-game related before we get into some of the highlights is that we raised a whole bunch of money for Raphael Souffrant, who the Almost Winter Classic trophy is named after. He passed away in 2017, and all of our proceeds are going to the National MS Society in his name. I don't believe we have a final tally yet of what we raised, but we sold a whole bunch of merchandise. We gave away some Checkers Winter Classic tickets for next weekend, which is going to be exciting. A free season's pass for CSHL, and then a $100 gift card. Shout out to our friends at Carolina Beer Temple. So all in all, great event. Congratulations to, I know Cal watches this, so Cal Bowman's East City Westmen I think they won a summer slapper when he was the captain of a team. I think we did goalies for captains maybe last summer slapper. And he won Almost Winter Classic last year as a runner. So doing it as a goalie this year, I'm sure is special for him. And man, he had a 6 save on me and my team in the semifinal, I think, or maybe it was the quarterfinal, but that one stuck with me. I'm not going to forget that, Cal. I'll be back. But just an awesome tournament. We had each team play 2 games, both on the tennis court and the hockey rink, and then we did like the seedings, and then we did some cross divisional elimination style games. And for the most part, minus an injury, um, I think everybody had a blast. We had probably 12, 15 people stay after and just hang out and eat food and have some drinks, and it was just a good time, successful event.
Yeah, definitely.
So looking forward, well, let's start with RBI related stuff first. So we have another meeting with Mecklenburg later this week and Wednesday to circle back. They shared a couple property addresses with us that they wanted us to check out. I literally just returned from those addresses just a few minutes ago. I should mention them right now. Let me make sure I have them right. Camp Greenwood Park. Hold on. Camp Green Park off of Freedom Drive. Had some potential. I'll share more detail at a later date because it's still early on. And then the other one was Clanton Park, next to the Arbor Glen Outreach Center, if anybody's familiar with that area. Not a lot of cars over there, but some land and some potential. So who knows? We're going to share some feedback on our Wednesday meeting, probably have some more information next to RBI. Once again, just making a connection and inroad with them as a potential partner to help us build some infrastructure for us. So we'll share more. We're still the very early stages of that, so we'll have more information in future weeks here.
Did you say the name of the park was?
First one was Camp Green Park. The address is 1221 Allegheny Road.
Got it.
And then the next one was Clanton Park and 1520 Clanton Road, both in Charlotte. They're probably
Okay.
about 10 to 12 minutes from each other.
Yeah, I know. I've been past that Camp Green Park.
Yeah. You wouldn't expect it, but you get back there and it's pretty nice back there. There's some people playing basketball. I actually chatted with them for a little bit. That was redone in like 2017 or something like that. There's there's a big roof over like the feature basketball court, and it's got a lot of potential. And then there's probably like 6 or 8 more basketball courts on the back
Oh yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Lowe's did the sponsorship.
Ah, yeah, I did see them. Yeah, written in the blacktop, I think. Um, yeah, so we'll see. I happened to ask or talk to some of the guys that were playing basketball there because I was taking pictures. I didn't want to be weird. Um, they said, I was like, "There's no cars in the parking lot. What's going on?" They're like, "It gets slammed in the summertime."
Yeah.
So it sounds like they just have really one season, which is kind of a season that we take off. So who knows? Maybe there's some potential there for on and off seasons with basketball and hockey there.
Yeah, and you can see, I'm just gonna steal this. You can see in the background there the massive court, it looks like, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can airdrop a picture to my computer while
Here
we're
you go.
doing this.
Right here.
You got it? Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So this looks like when it was first built. That was 2018.
Yep,
It's been there at least 6 years, but this looks brand new at this point.
yep. Yeah, it's still in great shape, and you can see in the background all those other smaller basketball courts. So I think he said they like run the occasional tournament there, which it's a good area for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So some potential. The other one is somewhat similar. It's a little bit different, but there's pickleball courts and basketball courts, and then
What was the name
there's
of
a
that one?
little. What's that?
What was the name of that?
That was the Clanton Park,
Clanton Park.
Clanton Park Arbor Glen Outreach Center.
Oh yeah, this is
Pretty nice. Not a lot of cars back there either. And then there's a walking path that led. I was like, well, let's just check to see what's back here. It was like a private softball field with like lights back there. There's actually a female like taking batting practice, so
well,
I was getting some use. But it was like, oh my gosh, lights and a whole bunch of potential for hockey. So the idea is that they shared these addresses because they're low foot traffic parks for them, and they wanted to see if maybe we could run some events, some pickups. I don't know how we would do that, but just to see what kind of turnout we get and just to prove that we can drive some foot traffic there. So
yeah, that'd be interesting.
yeah, we'll talk more on Wednesday with them about that and just share some of our ideas. So hopefully they'll be open to that. But big win is that we have their ear and there's conversations happening. So the train keeps rolling. Next, we'll bring up something I know that you're very excited about. Tell me about what's happening this Thursday, the 11th.
Oh yeah, we have our winter 2024 fall or winter 2024 adult ball hockey league draft. much like this, the AWC, it's going to be a record year for us for it. There'll be 100 participants this year.
Woo!
5 A teams, 5 B teams. It's going to be pretty
Never been
crazy.
done before, right? We did 5-4 last season, so 5-5
Yeah,
this season.
yeah, and typically, like when you look at the numbers, we typically don't grow from into the winter. Like from fall into winter, we're typically stagnant. So I'm actually kind of scared of what next fall is going to look like. I would say that there's no doubt that we could have 6 and 6. It might even be more than that because I mean, even with the 5 and 5, we have people on the waiting list, and we have people that would typically sign up that didn't sign up. So there's the sky is the limit at this point on how many people we can get. We just need the infrastructure to do so.
Pretty awesome. And we're live streaming that, is that right? Online
Yeah,
on
yeah, we're gonna
Facebook?
do the live stream. It'll be just like the fall draft. So we're gonna do the live stream. It's gonna start at, I think the invite out there says 7 o'clock. I think we're gonna start it closer to 7:30, just due to some timing constraints. But we'll do the live stream with audio for the A draft, and TBD if we're gonna have audio for the B draft. That one's typically more of a conversation as well as the draft. So just want to make sure that nothing's being said that could hurt feelings or anything like that. So we try to keep it under wraps.
Sure.
All of that said, there is going to be one thing I want to start talking about throughout this year is the idea for next fall of doing a live draft and streaming that draft, but doing it at a venue such as like a Heist Brewery in Bearwards, where we could, the first round picks legitimately get to go up on stage, have a jersey handed to them, take a picture with the captain, just to make it a little bit more camaraderie and a team building event.
That's a great idea. It's cool to see the different ideas of CSHL expanding. Just a testament. I think people are having fun putting a good product out there, and it's great. I mentioned the women's team forming. Youth league starts in a couple weeks. We got roller league starting in a couple weeks. By the way, all of which, and 3 NBHL teams, right, which have rosters are due officially today for the first round. And I think I mentioned this before. If you're not on a roster and you're interested, there's still time to make a team. I know the 3 teams that are based in Charlotte are looking for some free agents to add. I think before March, like mid-March is the due date there. So shout out to anybody who's might be interested in making a team there. And all of which might be affected, all those leagues might be affected by some of the website stuff we got going on, Bobby. Did you want to talk about that and maybe just give people a heads up with what we're facing or what we're working on with the website?
You're gonna have to jog my memory.
It's just the fact that like the layout has changed. Uh, we
Yeah,
we we re-upped like a couple months ago and they changed something on us and now we don't have as much access as we used to, so we want to change it back.
yeah, and it did get changed back. It looks like recent, like in the last day or so. So if you are on the NBHL team and you're not seeing your stuff, reach out to your captain or coach so they can kind of troubleshoot that. But yeah, it should be back up and running now. But all of that said, and then full transparency, we are starting to look at other vendors to service that. However, I will say that it's for what we're looking for. As bad as Sports Engine is on some things, on other things, it's probably the most convenient software out there. So, and the fact that most of our counterparts use that software also kind of helps.
Right.
So, we're keeping an eye on it and looking, but short of somebody developing our own custom build, it might be a stretch.
There's definitely some benefits of working with Sports Engine here. Just who
Yeah.
knows what else is out there. We'll do we already started to do the due diligence, but we'll make a decision when the time comes.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, at bare minimum, we are using Sports Engine until Fall League.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that in everybody's heads.
Right. No changes soon.
Yes.
Will for like roller league and youth league, do we have an update? Will they have access to the website? Will they be able to see schedules in the next like week or two here? Or do we not know that yet?
I don't know that. I haven't been.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes because Haley's all over it.
Yeah.
I don't know who's uploading youth. So I would say yes.
Okay. We'll figure it out. I think the latest date I heard was the 21st. So up until like a week before the season, we may not have access, but that's worst case scenario. I think we'll probably figure it out before then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard at least. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, so we are, let's see, less than 3 weeks away from Youth League kicking off in Huntersville. Adult roller kicking off in Ballantyne. Just an announcement, I guess people might want to hear a little bit more about. We canceled our Ballantyne Youth Deck League. This is the second season in a row we had low turnout. It's a bit unfortunate, but it could be a blessing in disguise. Uh, First, I want to mention YMCA is hesitant to really promote what we have going on there because there's a slight fear of cannibalizing the other sports that they're putting on. So it's somewhat unfortunate. I think the good news is of the people who did sign up and we had to have those tough conversations with, maybe half of them are also interested in youth roller hockey. And so we're going to take this opportunity to run some more roller hockey clinics and kind of grow that program out down there. I know there's roller hockey interest up in Huntersville, and we do have plans eventually, or will have plans to grow that up there. But for the meantime, or in the meantime, we're going to focus on youth roller in Ballantyne, and also have a couple deck clinics as well for the kids who don't skate. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yep.
Mentioned women's team going to Nashville. There's also history being made for the first ever Charlotte team being entered into a cool hockey event. So we've been talking about this for quite some time. We had 9 of us attend the holiday bash in December on the Virginia Salty Crabs team. So shout out to the Hale twins again for letting us play with them. Now we are up to, I think, 13 runners by the last count. We're still looking for a couple others. But the Carolina Chops are now the adult travel team. I'm trying to see if I can get this picture up here real quick of the jerseys. But we will be playing in Pottstown, PA in February. And we're looking to have a blast up there. So shout out to Benny Thompson, who's tirelessly worked on a number of logos for NBHL for this tournament team. I know for some of the adult league teams as well. He's working right now on some stuff. So he's don't tell him I said this, but he's very talented and he does a lot of good work. And I'm gonna flash up on the screen here our jerseys for this tournament. I'm super excited to share this. The Carolina Chops. We wanted something Carolina themed. People think barbecue, so that's where chops comes from, and start growing out your sideburns. So we went with pink pig and light blue here. So we're super excited about that. Stay tuned. I think at some point, Bobby, will probably develop like social media, Facebook or Instagram page for this team, and we'll post like highlight clips and all that. So just another thing to be excited about.
Sure.
Board positions, 3 current openings. If you feel called to apply and to start getting involved, the youth director position is open. There's a lot of good momentum with the youth program and a lot of good things happening. So if you have organizational skills and like to build out schedules and coordinate league events, now's your time. Send your interest to cshl@charlottestreethockeyleague.org. Patrick Martin, we thank him for his tenure. He's stepping back as the chief administration officer. Just helps out with some of the grunt work. So a good opportunity for somebody who's looking to get involved as well. That's not maybe as strenuous as like a COO role, but certainly, just it's a lot of referee coordination and score sheets and all that kind of stuff. So
Make sure I don't have to do
it. Yeah, yep. So those are 2 openings: youth director, chief administration officer, and then my position, chief executive officer. Will officially be stepping back at the end of this month. Maybe one more month. We'll see what happens. We won't lose momentum on rink building. I'll still be around for that. Want to make sure we see that through. But 3 open positions. If you got some interests, reach out to us, let us know, and we'll get back to you. What am I missing, Bobby?
I think anything. I think, I guess to kind of add on to the draft we talked about, we'll start that season up at the end of February.
Oh yeah, what's the start date on that?
I'll say it's the 18th, if I remember correctly.
A weekend after the Bills win the Super Bowl, is that right?
Yeah, something like that. I know it's the day after I get back from St. Augustine. Let's put it that way. Um, so we'll start up on the 18th. We will run. I will. I want to say we run all the way up until Easter. We stop, then we do playoffs, and then we go pretty much straight into NBHL season right after that. We might try to get, depending on how weather holds up and what that all looks like, we might maybe try to get a little mini tournament in. But it's not going to be anything to the scope of AWC or Summer Slapper. It'll probably, if I were to guess, it would probably just be more of like an all-star game type thing, and kind of doing some intermixing of some of the divisions and see what we can do there.
Like NBHL related, is that what you're talking about?
No, I think
Oh,
for league,
oh, okay.
kind of try to make it right from what we did last year and see if we can do it the right way this year.
Hmm.
And kind of give back on that one. There wouldn't be a registration fee or anything like that. It would just be, let's just get out there and use the weather related day that we had saved.
Gotcha. Exciting stuff happening. I feel like we're forgetting stuff, but I always feel that way. Yeah, it's exciting time because a whole bunch of stuff's about to kick off in these next couple weeks. Got tournaments and leagues and a whole bunch of
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, this year is going to be packed full.
Hmm.
It's definitely going to be packed full. And then we'll, I mean, as soon as NBHL ends, we'll be right in the Summer Slapper. And as soon as Slapper ends, we're right back in the Fall League. So it's nonstop. And we haven't really talked about it much, but I'm guessing that we'll probably do some type of summer rec league at Waymer. I'd love if, I don't know if I should say this live. I'd love if we could think about doing some weeknight scheduling for that too.
Mm.
Seeing what teams are available on like a Tuesday or Thursday night and doing like a game on Tuesday or Thursdays and just get some people out there and get some use on the rink.
That actually, I mean, that's going to seem like a no-brainer, I think, when the time comes, because we're running out of weekend times. And
Yeah,
I like to think of a league that where we can play twice in a week. Roller does that right now because they
yeah,
got access to lights. So it's a
yeah.
good idea.
Their people aren't so set in their ways. Mike Campbell.
Not to name any names or anything.
Not to name anybody but Mike.
No, it's all good. It's all fun. Love and fun. And it continues to grow. So yeah, we'll see what 2024 holds in store for us here.
Yeah, agreed.
Um, maybe share, Bobby, because I don't know. A lot of people know who number 56 is on the Steelers. Like,
Nobody would. Nobody would. I was trying to look earlier to see if he had retired yet, because to be honest with you, I don't even know. Well, Lamar Woodley. Let's see. Did he
he's pretty
retire?
famous. I know Lamar
Yeah, he's
Woodley.
pretty famous, but
Have they
he
come
might.
out with a spread yet?
Oh, dude, he's been retired since 2015.
Oh,
Man.
wow.
In fact, he played for two teams after he played for Pittsburgh.
Oh, really? That's a good
Yeah.
trivia question right there.
Yeah. Spread, I don't think.
9.5. That scares the hell out of me. More than a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
And
know.
any given Sunday.
I hope there's no videos that surface this week of any Bills players vandalizing a terrible towel, because we saw what happened to Jacksonville. Did you see that?
That's no. What
When
happened?
Jacksonville beat us earlier in the year and their quarterback grabbed the terrible towel out of somebody's hand in the audience and started twirling it. And then they blew it yesterday. And now they didn't get in the playoffs and we did.
Karma.
Yeah, it happens.
No. Now we'll just be putting people through tables all week. That's what we do. All right, let's cut this. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
You too, man.